I just like that to play for at least a little bit. So thank you so much for joining us here on Picture Alaska. And June is a wrap. July is underway. There's more summer fun under the sun, but sometimes that sun can exact a bit of a toll. So we do also have some concern for fire danger in high heat and parts of the state. So we'll kind of start there because, hey, we're heading right into the 4th of July holiday. I know it's July 3rd, but this is what we're going to be seeing as we head into Friday and the weekend. You can see those areas of orange. That is a heat advisory that extends now from northwest Alaska and has now been expanded south across parts of the Seward Peninsula. And then you see those areas in that dark pink. That is a red flag warning. That is for the interior for hot, dry, windy weather. I say it's hot, dry, dangerous weather for interior Alaska. And there it gives you a little bit better look that it extends right through northwest Alaska, parts of the Brooks Range, and even into eastern Alaska. That's where we're going to be concerned because, hey, it's sunny and it's warm. That's summer conditions that are normally great, but also come with some concern. But we're going to get into some of these pictures that you, our viewers, have provided for us. It's always easy to submit them. This is first our flower edition, and we're going to go with Tracy Try. So thank you for sending that in. You know, I didn't know the names of all these flowers, so you're welcome to chime in if you do know them. I just said this is a beautiful one. Kind of looks like candy, kind of like cotton candy in spikes. I love that. Tracy Try, thank you so much. And I did go around the newsroom. Do you know what this kind of flower is? They said columbine. So thank you again. I love the fact that you caught a bee right there in that frame. That is also really nice to see the bees busy at their summer jobs gathering pollen. Another shot of lupin. And you know, lupin, it's a pretty common sight, sometimes along the roadways, but yeah, that is a kind of an iconic Alaska type flower. And just love those colors. Don't you just love the summer colors of flowers? I love this flower. I don't know what it is, but that is stupendous. These are the kinds of things that I would like to have in my garden. I also like bleeding hearts. I think those are really neat. But I understand you have to have a nice shady part of the yard to make sure that they don't get too much sun. This is the state flower. Now check out not the one in the middle, but the ones surrounding it. It has 5 petals. That is how it normally looks. This is kind of a mutation of the forget-me-not. So this was spotted. Good eye, our Lolly Morrow, for seeing that. She sent us a couple, but I love the fact that it was just some type of mutation associated with the state flower. Now let's move on to some of these spring sights that we have been seeing and some of the viewers been sending in. These are some black bear cubs. They are just being some playful little things. Thank you to Eric Thayer for sending that in. Just a reminder, just to give wildlife adequate space, and mom, because you know, mom could be nearby. I love the mom's face, like, oh my gosh, look at these little cubs. Looks like there's a second one there in the background, but I'm sure moms in the spring, boy, they have a busy time kind of corralling and ensuring the safety of some of their cubs. But I love that sideways glance. Look at this brown bear hitching a ride. That's her cubs. Lorelei Lontock, thank you for sending that in and sharing it with the state of Alaska as we're going into this holiday weekend. This is kind of a lot of the photographs that we got through the month of June. This was out of interior Alaska, Fort Wainwright. A fox, yeah, a fox, and looking out for the next meal, I'm sure. They are wily, and thank you to Pat for sharing that with us. As far as another look at some spring babies, I call this big and little. Look at the little newborn calf, just barely up to mom's knees, it looks like. Haley Ansell, thank you for sending that in. I think we may have a couple from Haley, but yeah, it is some really neat photos. Oh, and this is a great video too. And the thing I like about sharing these videos on Picture Alaska, I can let them run for way longer than I can let them run when we are viewing them on television. So it kind of pushes the ball out of the swimming pool, but doesn't want to seem to get out, but seems to, yeah, enjoy it. There's another one in there too. So has more stuff to play with if they like. But you know what? I wouldn't doubt that you see more of these types of scenes coming up with the hot weather in the interior, even northwest Alaska. And make sure with that hot weather that you don't leave kids especially or pets in cars, because those cars and vehicles, they can heat up exponentially in a short period of time. Also, you might want to leave out some water for some of the wildlife at a safe distance, that is. But it is kind of neat to see the wildlife around the state of Alaska. So that is a really neat thing. So thank you again for sharing that. Oh, we'll get back to the moose. Oh, the ball's out again. So we'll move on, but thank you to Chelsea Hooser for sending that in. Oh, another one, some calf shenanigans going on. Sarah Buckingham sending us this compilation of some fun. That little, I guess that's a little septic marker there. But I love the playful nature of those moose calves. You know, they have to acquire the skills to fend off any potential predators, and this is a good way. You can tell the moose is agitated. This is in play, however, but when the hair on their necks stand up like that, especially when they're adults and they're looking at you, you want to just steer clear. And that is a good sign that that's an agitated moose. Mom's never going to leave them too far behind, but she's going to go continue to browse. Haley, another shot from Haley, and saw hummingbird. And we do have hummingbirds here in the state of Alaska, and they're so small. It's so hard to see their wings in a single photo. You have to kind of have a very high shutter speed if you're using a camera. But thank you to Haley for sending that shot in. And love those little hummingbirds. Sunset stroll. This was when we got some haze in the sky due to some of those wildfires last month that were burning in Canada. Thank you to CB Brady for sending that in. And again, we have a weekend coming up, and a lot of folks are going to be enjoying some of their activities outside, maybe trying to start a campfire, but I would say make sure that you know the rules wherever you are, because with the extreme fire danger in the interior, I would not be surprised if there are some severe restrictions on open campfires or burning campfires. I'm not saying there are, I just want everyone to be aware of what the rules are wherever you are. A hazy sunset. You can also see the haze in this picture of Mount Susitna. This was from Dean Driesen. This was from high up on the hillside, so you can kind of see the city there, parts of Kinnick Arm, right before you get to that mountain. Another picture of the haze, this coming from the interior, a very smoky sky. Stanley Taylor, and we know that there are other smoke conditions going on into the interior. We're going to be keeping track of some of that. The Strawberry Moon from Stephanie Grimes, and a beautiful shot out of Eagle River from Patrick Albert. Lots of nice scenes, colorful scenes as well from Sigrid, a Wild Rose. So thank you all for sharing your beautiful shots. These are right outside our own television studio, some lilac blooms in the breeze. Can you imagine how that must smell? Really good. And I'll vouch for it. If it's not smell-o-vision, but if it only could be. Again, if you want to take part, there is an easy way for you to do that. I want to let you know that you would just go to the top of our alaskasnewssource.com, and right there on the top bar you can go to the right hand side. It's submit photos and videos. There you go. That's the way you share some of those great scenes that are happening around Alaska. Thanks again for joining me on Picture Alaska, and I hope you have a great, happy, safe 4th of July out there.